Looking really forward to it.
Pretty good. I mean, the last game against Derby was a bit shame about the penalty in the last minute.
I know.
Yeah.
But I am quite looking forward to this.
Looking forward. Hopefully we should win. Well,
Yeah.
they're 15th, aren't they, Preston?
Yeah.
So we're looking for a big win here.
Yeah, exactly. I reckon
Signs
we'll
is
win
back,
by
but he's
a
probably going to be on bench, isn't he?
Yeah, we'll see.
2-1, I reckon, to us.
Yeah. Do you think the Derby result will have sort of sharpened Norwich up a little bit? Do you think
Maybe, I think
Yeah,
so.
probably.
Well, it's new players, and just getting the feeling for them.
it does sort of put the pressure on a little bit more, though, doesn't it? It feels like they have to win a bit more after that.
Yeah.
Because if we win today, I'm pretty sure chances are we will get 6th in the playoff spot.
Yeah.
So we need this win. Really bad.
Yeah, you mentioned Science being back. How big is that?
It's really big, really.
Yeah.
Honestly, excited to see him play again.
Yeah.
Do you think the little break maybe would have done him some good?
Maybe.
Yeah, I reckon it will set him off to be like what he was around start of the season when he was scoring those hat-tricks, like the one against Derby.
Yeah.
Obviously the game before.
And having Josh Sargent back with him will be especially good, won't it?
Yeah, but it was on I think it was on X where they said that they're not trying to get him to play all too much.
Yeah.
Just don't want to get him injured.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. Can I have a couple of score predictions? Well, you said 2-1. What do you reckon?
3-1 Norwich.
Nice one. Right, who's going to score?
Sargent, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 for Sargent. If Signs comes on, the extra 1 for Signs.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Potential to get into the playoffs today with a win, of course. So, after the disappointment of Saturday, letting 3 points go, hopefully the team can bounce back tonight and get the job done.
Is it the sort of opponent that Norwich should really be beating if they want to make the playoffs?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Preston are a side, typically always mid-table, of course. So it's the sort of opponent we do need to be getting 3 points against. Particularly at home. If it was away from home, maybe a different question, but here at Carrow Road, 3 points should be definite, really.
Do you think the result on Saturday will have ironed out any chance of complacency? Do you think that might have maybe sharpened them up a bit?
It would have been a wake-up call, definitely. To going 1-0 up doesn't necessarily mean you've won. To keep pushing to the end to get that second goal, and I think when they hopefully go 1-0 up tonight, they'll push for the second, push for the third, knowing what happened on Saturday.
How big is it to have Paul Science back?
Massive. I mean, that's. It was like a new signing. He's been out for so long. It's almost like a January signing that's turned up, and he can just create goals on his own. Hopefully, he can be the difference tonight between 1 and 3 points.
Can I have a score prediction?
Score prediction: I'll go 3-1 tonight.
It was a terrible performance. Without Kenny McLean there, it was like we just seemed to change shape for no reason, and the referee didn't help it. But we were awful as well.
Is that mainly what you put it down to, the lack of Kenny McLean in there?
I think Kenny at the last minute dropping out is never going to be good. But we just punted the ball far too frequently up the pitch and didn't really have any shape or real style to the match.
Yeah, we didn't really see much of the team that has sort of blown teams away at times this season, did we?
Nothing at all.
No. We just didn't seem to want to pass it. Angus Gunn just doesn't seem like he likes passing it. It just doesn't work out.
It's not really the team to be playing those sorts of long balls, is it?
No, definitely not. Especially like to Cernash at the end. It made sense putting Shane Duffy up front if we were going to try that. But even then, awful.
Yeah, you mentioned the refereeing performance. That probably didn't help Norwich either.
Yeah, there wasn't even many controversial decisions. It just seemed like every single one he got wrong. And Nunez is going to get a ban, I'm sure, because he wanted to punch him at the end there. So when Borussia Sainz has to hold you back, you know you're angry.
Broadening it out, it's 2 pretty poor results on the bounce now. Do you feel like maybe the confidence will go out of the team and this could end up being a problem going forward?
Well, we've got to turn it around. We've got to turn that around.
Yeah. There's 2 good performances before that, so it can come and go.
We've got good new players in. Jurasek really looked up for it and really strong. So hopefully he comes good. And if he's on the pitch at the same time as Sarge, I think we'd have an incredible.
He played the ball there where if Sarge was on the pitch, he'd have scored.
It's pretty disappointing though, isn't it? 2 games where Norwich probably felt they should be getting 6 points really, and with the playoff race as it is, it feels like a massive missed opportunity, doesn't it?
It's very tight.
But it's the championship, everyone just tries to avoid the last 2 playoff places. We all have a run by the end of the
So do you still feel like playoffs are on? I know it's quite early.
Everyone's terrible. we're terrible, everyone's terrible.
Someone else will mess up.
Something might happen, but nothing good.
To be honest, I mean, Preston just nullified us quite a lot. It's a frustrating one. The referee was questionable. I think consistency-wise, a little bit of an issue, but I don't want to come across like the certain Watford fan from previous. I think this is the reason why. I think, there is a lack of consistency. It's a transitional season. Whilst everyone was starting to talk about maybe we could get in the playoffs, I do still think it's a way off that. There is a chance with the run-in, but it's a consistency issue. I think it's good to see Borja back. I don't think he was fully fit personally, but it's an opportunity missed, but frustrating is the overriding emotion, really.
Yeah, it sort of outlines the fact that actually this is probably quite an average team at the moment, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think, to be honest, it is very reminiscent of the 17-18 season under Parker. You have those sort of high moments, the Swansea game, sort of the Coventry moments, but littered in there is a lot of inconsistencies. And I think in general people are buying into the philosophy of the club. You'll still get the usual of people sort of negative sides of the fan base and stuff. I say I'm in the middle of it, but it's I still think we'll be around top half, just outside the playoffs this year. These things happen, but it's frustrating for sure.
But as you mentioned, it is frustrating either way, especially with sort of the playoff race as it was. When you combine it with Derby, it's probably it's 5 points that they will have hoped to get that they haven't. Yeah,
I think ultimately with Derby on Saturday, it was a poor performance, but I think if it wasn't for that moment in the 94th minute, we would have come away with that 1-0 win and thought, wasn't our best game, we've come away with something. I think had that been a 1-0 win, this may have felt a bit different, but Preston are a funny old side. They are a very mixed bag at times, but they do have this type of result in them. Heckingbottom had a very similar result when he was Sheffield United manager here a couple of years ago. Granted, much better quality side than Sheffield United, no disrespect to Preston. But he's a widely experienced Championship manager, and these moments are going to happen. But it's the substitutions, I think, a little bit questionable at times, but it's frustrating overall.
What didn't you like about the substitutions?
I think probably Eurosec I probably would have introduced him a little bit earlier personally. I know with sort of Sargent, obviously he's coming back from full fitness, so I get the risk of not putting him fully in there. It's kind of just a bit. It's just a real mixed bag at the moment. I think Hull obviously is going to be a tough one there. See, fighting for their lives. A much better progression in terms of their performances under Sellis. I mean, they're an absolute basket case under Tim Bolter. So it's going to be a tough one there. But
you mentioned Jurasek. Obviously, he got on quite late on, but did you see signs of a good player there?
I think he had those couple of moments where he was keen to take on his man. He looked positive. I think that's something that I think at times we've been needing. Dobbin he's had good moments in terms of the pace getting in behind. But I think sort of the consistency in the wide areas, I think, is something we definitely require.
And what did you make of Jacob Wright on his first start for the club?
I thought, considering he was phoning in a bit last minute with Kenny in the warm up, I think he did. I think he had good moments. I think again it is a young player. In terms of you don't want to put too much pressure on. It's pleasing we finally signed a central defensive midfielder for the first time in a long time. But it's I don't know. It's a hard one to explain at the moment. It's a real bag of emotions in terms of trying not to have any expletives here as well. I think I got most of them out in the lower Barclay, to be fair.
We think the ref was a bit of a biased. Good game. Lads played well, but the ref was definitely a biased ref.
Is that mainly where things went wrong, or did you see?
I think so,
problems
because
with
there was a lot of incidents, weren't there? That
a lot of tackles.
A lot of tackles that weren't punished.
Did you think it was mainly those sort of smaller ones then that built up, or were there any major issues that stood out
one
to you?
on Nunes. Was a big one.
Do you think that was a red card?
Possibly not red. Maybe yellow. But they weren't punished for what the mistakes that they made.
Obviously, two pretty poor results in a row now. Where do you think that leaves Norwich in terms of the playoffs? Is there still time?
There's still time for the playoffs. We'll be fine. Definitely.